there, my name is Amy Hoff and welcome to the Booty, Thighs and Hips Strengthening and Toning class. So most of these exercises, actually all of these exercises are going to be done down on the floor. So if you have a carpet, that's fine. If you have a mat to put down, that's fine. If you don't have anything, that's fine too. Maybe just a towel. Just to have something that gives yourself a little bit of protection and a little bit more comfortable than a hardwood floor. So we're going to start with just sort of loosening up the entire lower body with some bridges, which are also going to be a strengthening and toning exercise in itself. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to lie down. You are going to have your hips, butt right down on the ground, and you're going to have your feet placed flat on the ground, and it's going to be about 8 to 10 inches away from the body. So you don't want them up here, and you also want to space your feet apart about hip width apart. So what we don't want is we don't want them directly together like this, and we don't want them way out here. We want them just about hip width apart, just like that, okay? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna tighten your abdominals, your stomach area right here, and you're gonna push right through the heels of the feet. And together you're going to lift both hips up and lower back down. Tightening those abs, squeezing the glutes, lifting straight up, pushing through the heels, and back down again. And each time you come up, you want to make sure that you give yourself an extra little squeeze at the top that really, really tightens up that booty. Good, just make sure you're breathing through the entire exercise. Good. Keep on going. We're going to do 12 of these. Squeeze, tighten those abs, tighten those glutes, pushing through the heels. Nice. Keep going. Almost there. Nice and slow. Keep on going. Good. 2 more. And 12. And what I like to do is once everything is loosened up, I like to give it a little bit more challenge by doing one leg. So you're going to bring in one leg in more into the center of the body, other leg goes up in the air, and you're going to bring it in just a little bit closer to the butt, so maybe more like 6 inches. And you're going to lift up and down, up and down. Same thing, pushing through the heel, working right through the glutes, keeping those abs tight. Good, we're going to do 10 of these. So we did 12 on the first, with both, and then we're going to do 10 each. One more. You're really going to also feel this in the back of the leg, the hamstrings and the glutes. All right, come on down, switch to the other side. Again, about 6 inches away from the butt. Bring up the other leg, tighten those abs, and lift up and down, squeezing the other glute on the other side. It's 4, 5, really squeeze. 7, keep those abs tight, 2 more, and 10. Good. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced and you want to add a little bit of a challenge, you can take, a 3-pound or a 5-pound weight and place it right here on the belly. That just gives yourself a little bit of extra resistance as you do it. So maybe you can work your way up to it. Or if you have a leg weight, which is what we're going to use next, you can also place that right on your belly. Just gives you a little bit of extra resistance. So for this next exercise, you do not have to have a leg weight, but if you do have leg weights, it just adds a little bit of extra resistance. If maybe you have a weight, but no leg weight, what I like to do is sometimes take the weight, and then if you have a strap, a band, a towel, or something, and you can simply makeshift a leg weight. So you tie that right on, so that gives you a little bit of added resistance if you don't have a leg weight. I like to use a 1 or a 2-pound leg weight to start, and you can work your way up. So again, you do not have to have a leg weight, so I'm going to do 1 leg with and 1 leg without, just to kind of show you the difference. So basically you're going to lie all the way back, abs nice and tight, straightening out both legs. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the working leg, which is the right leg, that's going to stay straight, and you're going to tighten that quadricep right here, which is the front of the thigh. You're going to press the heel of the other leg down into the ground. So you're tightening that hamstring on the other side. And then the working leg is gonna lift. Flex that foot, not pointed, not relaxed, but flexed, bringing that toe towards your face, tightening that quadricep, and you're basically gonna tighten those abs and you're gonna lift this leg 6 inches off and right back down, nice and slow. The entire time you're pressing that other leg, the one that's not working, that heel right down into the ground. So I've added the leg weight to give me a little bit more resistance. I can feel it in my tummy, I can feel it in the front of my thighs. It's starting to burn. We're gonna go for 3 more to make it 12. 1 more, good, and rest. Now this leg, I do not have a leg weight on, so we're gonna do 15 on this just to make it a little bit more challenging. So again, you do 12 if you have on the leg weights, and maybe 15 to 20 depending on how strong your legs are. So we're gonna press the heel of the non-working leg down into the ground. We're gonna flex the foot of the working leg. We're gonna lift and lower. Just about 6, maybe 8 inches off the ground. Very small controlled movement, nice and slow, feeling it all right in the front of the thigh. Good, nice. Even without a leg weight, I'm starting to feel this one. Good. And that's 10. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, okay. So we're gonna keep the leg weight on, and what we're gonna do now is we're going to go over onto our side, and I'm gonna face this way just so you can see me. And now what we're gonna do is have both legs completely straight, flexing that top foot that's working. I've got the ankle weight on this one. We're gonna hold our body, what I don't want you doing is rocking back and forth. So I want you to keep your hips stacked right up on top of each other. You can either keep your hand here or you can put it down, whatever's more comfortable. Take your opposite hand and keep it here to keep you from rolling back and forth. You can use this as a stabilizer. And what you're gonna do is you're simply going to lift and lower, keeping that top leg flexed. And I want you to feel this fall right in the hip, right here, nice and slow. Again, about 8 inches off the ground. I'm really starting to feel it right in here. And by going slow and controlled, it makes it more challenging than going really fast and using momentum, which we don't want to do. We're going to go for 15. And good. All right. Now, we're going to switch over to the other side, do the same thing. Now, this side does not have the leg weight, so if you have the leg weight, 15. If not, let's do 20. Same thing, flexing that foot, lifting about 8 inches off the ground, focusing on just the hip right here, making sure your hips are nice and stacked right above each other, keeping those abs nice and tight. That's 10. Good. Really feel it starting to burn and tone up right here in the hip area. Good. We're going to do 5 more on this side because we don't have a leg weight. So if you have a leg weight, you can stop. And good. Excuse me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stay in this position, but we're also now going to do inner thighs. So that's a very simple exercise. You're going to take that top leg, drop it right here in front of you at a 90-degree angle, and stack those hips. And you're going to lift that underneath leg so you're really working that inner thigh. Flexing that bottom foot. And again, I have the leg weight on this side. So we're going to do about 15. Now, if you're a beginner and you can only make it to 12, that's great. If you're a little bit more advanced and you can take it all the way to 20 with the leg weight, you need to do what's comfortable for you. You want to challenge your body enough that you're really, really working those muscles. We're going to go for 3 more. Good. All righty. Turning now all the way around to the other side. We're going to do the exact same thing. Bending that front leg now. This leg does not have the leg weight on it. So we're going to do a little bit more, but I want you to make sure you're flexing that foot, not pointing, not relaxed, but flexing it, lifting. all in that inner thigh. Keeping those hips stacked, keeping your abs tight. Since I don't have the leg weight on this side, we're gonna go for a little bit more. Good, you should really start to feel it burning right on those inner thighs. Which I am, so hopefully you will too. 5 more. If you're a beginner and you need to stop, that's fine. You can just work your way up. Whew. Wow, I felt that. So now we're gonna go through that whole circuit again. This time, I'm going to use the added resistance. We're going back to the bridges. All right, so you can place a weight on your belly. You can use a book. You can use something that might just be a couple of pounds, just to give you a little bit added resistance. I'm gonna leave the leg weight on this one for now because it's not gonna make a difference because it's gonna be on the ground. So again, feet are just about hip width apart, abs nice and tight. We're gonna tighten that belly, lifting straight up, squeezing the glutes and back down. Squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings, keeping those abs tight. Think about pushing up the same amount of energy and pushing through both heels, the same amount of energy and same strength, excuse me, and on both heels. Good. Squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. Good, 5 more. We're gonna go for about 15. Good, abs nice and tight. 1 more. Nice, okay. So now what we're gonna do is, since I have the leg weight on this one, I'm not gonna use the weight for this. But what I am gonna do is we're gonna switch, bring this up in the air, so this is now my resistance, the leg weight. Again, if you don't have a leg weight, that's fine. Put this on your belly, or maybe a book, or even a bottle of water, and just hold on to it. So now, we're gonna go for 10, lifting, squeezing through the heel of the foot that's on the ground. Squeeze, tighten those abs, squeeze the glutes. Good, keep going. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, switch. Now, since I don't have the leg weight on this side, I'm going to use this weight here. This is going to be my resistance. Good. Squeezing right up through those glutes. Pressing through the heel. Good. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to those leg lifts on the side. Straightening both legs. This one does not have the leg weight, so we're going to go for about 20. Good, flexing that foot, using the hip, all in the hip. Keep going. Trying not to roll back and forth. Put your hand right here in the front if you need to keep yourself stabilized. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now let's rest that right in front. And we're going to do now the inner thigh on this side. I have the leg weight, so we're going to do about 10 or 12. If you don't have a leg weight, you can continue and do a few more to really make sure we're working that muscle. You really want to challenge the muscles. That's what the name of the game is here. We're going to challenge the muscles a little bit. So if we get to say 12 or 15 and you can do more, I want you to do more because I really want you to challenge that muscle. Good, I'm really starting to feel this in the inner thigh, so I'm going to go for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, if you don't have a leg weight, do a few more. And then I'm going to have you flip over to the other side. We'll let those that didn't have the leg weight catch up to us. And when you're ready, lifting the opposite side. All right here in the hip. This is what you want to feel. You want to keep your abs tight, your hips stacked right up above each other. Keep going. My screen is starting to turn off, so I am going to turn that back on. There we go. Hopefully we're still going. Okay, keep going. Let's do a few more. If you don't have a leg weight, I want you to continue. Good. Whew, all right, that was really burning. So now we're going to go right into the inner thighs, flexing that bottom foot, lifting up. Again, I have my hand here for stability because I don't want to be rocking back and forth. I want to keep my body stacked, hips, and very stable. And you see my bottom foot is flexed. So we're going to go for 5 more. If you think you can do more, I want you to. And 1 more. I felt that. So now we're going to go back to the second exercise we did in the last segment, but I missed it. So we're going to go back and we're going to make sure we're working the front of the legs too. So remember this one, where you're going to keep both feet flexed. The working leg is going to come up and down, just about 6 or 8 inches off the ground, abs nice and tight. The opposite leg, we're pushing that heel down into the ground to really stabilize ourselves. Really feel it right here in the front of the thigh. And because I have the leg weight on this one, we're only going to be doing 12. Whew, feel that. But if you don't have a leg weight, continue. Keep doing a few more. We'll wait for you to catch up. Good. Okay. So now let's switch to the other side. This one does not have the leg weight on it. We're going to press through the heel of this one. We're going to lift this one up, nice and tight in the quadricep, nice and tight in the hips. Good. Keeping that foot flexed. And again, because we don't have the leg weight, I'm going to do about 20, 25. I want to wait till I really feel this muscle getting fatigued. I'm starting to feel it. It's just going to feel like a little bit of burning. I want you to take it to the point where you're just about don't think you can do any more. Ooh, I'm feeling it burn. I'm going to go for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and nice job. There you go, guys. That's awesome. So what I want you to think about with these is to challenge the muscles. So maybe I only did 12 or 13. I want you to do whatever you need to do to really work those muscles and work your way up. If maybe you only made it to 8, that's totally fine. You're going to get there. Each time you do the workout, you can add a few more. The whole point of this is to challenge the muscles to really get them nice and strong. And once they get nice and strong, that's going to tone them up. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.